Oh, wait, let me turn this down. Okay, hi y'all. It's blurry. I'm here. It's early in the morning. I'm just chilling on the couch. Let me show y'all myself. Yes, it's early in the morning. I'm sitting on the couch. Today is Wednesday. Wednesday the 26th, and it is 9:08 a.m. So, I'm going to be eating the rest of my sweet potato. Yes, it's I'm eating. I made a baked sweet potato last night. So yes, it has marshmallows and butter and brown sugar. Yummy. So I'm gonna put this phone. Yes, and I have some sweet coffee. Well, not sweet coffee, but others might be like, Demetria, that's so sweet. Because I like, the back of my, oh, because I like a lot of sugar. I'm a sweet person, like, it's me. But anyway, so I'm gonna put this camera down, and hopefully y'all still able to hear me because I'm going to be eating. So excuse the smacking and everything, but I had to talk about this subject while I'm eating so I can stay calm, because thinking about it, it's the topic is bullying, like people who are being bullied or the bulliers and stuff like that. So I have to eat something like delicious while I'm talking about it, because if I'm not, or if I'm not eating something good, and if I start talking about this, oh my goodness, I would go to F off. So y'all better be lucky that I am eating at this moment. Not just drinking coffee, but I am eating because, man, so, food can put me in a nice, happy, or content space. Okay, I'm about to get into it. Y'all see how good this sweet potato look? Okay, I'm getting into the bullying. Alright, so, okay, I'm 3:20 in, 3 minutes and 20 seconds in. Okay, so about bullying, it sucks. Bullying sucks. Well, being bullied sucks. I'm gonna start off like that. I was once bullied when I was a little kid, and it sucked. Talked about Joan on. I don't think people use the word Joan anymore, but in the 80s and 90s in Maryland, where I'm from, it's like people would be like, "Oh, you joning now?" That's when like you talk badly, or you just like talk truth, or you trying to make fun of somebody. So it'd be like, "Oh, he joning on you. Oh, she joning." I don't know where the word come from, but it's joning. So I don't think people say joning anymore, but I haven't heard it. But now I guess it's roasting. I don't know. Do people say roasting now? Like, I know they have that on TV shows. Like, yeah, the roast section, session. Goodness. But anyways, getting back to the thing bullying. So what made me think about this? Well, I've been thinking about this like every so often, on and off for a while. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me just talk about bullying, because last night I was watching the movie Karate Kid. I've seen it plenty of times. I'm talking about the new one. Well, the latest one is old now, but with Jaden Smith. I guess he was like 10, 11 years old when he moved to China, I believe, with his mom. What's her name? Oh my goodness. But she played Cookie. on Empire. Why I can't think of her name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. But yeah, so she was his mother, and then she got a new career, and they moved to Japan. Was it China or Japan? One of them. Forgive me. It's one of them countries. And so that's how like the Karate Kid, the newer one, came to be. And y'all know like the one that was in the 80s when Daniel's son, when he moved from the East Coast to the West Coast. And look, that movie with Daniel's son, Mr. Miyagi, when I think he moved, I'm gonna say from Philadelphia. I know it was up north somewhere, but from Philadelphia to California, and I'm like, she drove that station wagon. That station wagon made it from the East Coast to the West Coast. I'm still, whenever time I be seeing that scene when it come on, and I be seeing her pulling up, like, like leaving from her old neighborhood, and everybody like, bye, bye, bye. And then they show, her driving off or whatever down the hill. And then, they showed her pulling up in front of their apartments in California with the palm trees. And I'm just looking at that car like, that station wagon made it from that location to this location. Like, wow. But anyways, good station wagons. But so that's like the Daniel's son with Mr. Miyagi, and of course he was bullied too in that movie. That was like in the 80s, but the newer one came out when Jaden Smith, like in the 2000s or something or whatever. But anyways, the scene. And of course, unfortunately, it's plenty of movies when people are getting bullied. I'm gonna say when children, are getting bullied, and that stuff like just pisses me freaking off. I'm just like, I always gotta say something about that part in the scene. Like when I have a movie I'm watching and it's a kid getting picked on, getting bullied, and mind you, it's normally that one child, and it'd be like 4 or 5 other kids. They gotta gang up in a group on that one child, and it'd be like pissing me the. And let me take another bite. Let me get some of this sweet potato. So so basically, yeah, stuff like that be irking me, man. So when I see parts like that, I gotta be talking to the TV. Like talk to myself, like look at these daggone kids. Like I'm talking to the kids. I'm talking to the TV because I'm just like, whatever. So, anyways, a part in the, like I said, I've seen that movie plenty of times, but the scene that I looked up on, and it was playing on TV or whatever on Hub Video or something. But when I looked up, it was on like the ending scene, like when they was at the tournament. They was at the tournament or whatever, and so the guy, well, the bad, how can I say, the other sensei, that's the bad one, the evil one, he commanded one of his little boys that was in his group to hurt Jaden Smith. Oh yeah, you got to take him out. You got to hurt his leg so he won't be able to play anymore. Yada yada yada. And the boy was like, "What?" Like how they did the same thing in the first movie. He didn't get the they didn't get the star player, like the main character, like the main bad little kid. They got one of his flunkies to do it because they like, what, this will go on you for the rest of your fighting career. Like, okay, let me break down the scene. And this is also happened in the 1980s movie as well. The bad coach or whatever, sensei, I'm gonna just say bad and good to keep it simple, okay? He told one of his students, another boy who wasn't the main boy character in the movie, the bad main boy character in the movie, to hurt Jaden Smith, to hurt Daniel's son, whatever, so he won't fight anymore. Because the reason for that is they seen that he got skills, they seen like, oh, this dude, he doing this shit on his own, like by himself. Mr. Miyagi and not about to say Jet Li. That wasn't Jet Li. That was why I can't think of these people's name. Oh my goodness. It wasn't Jet Li. Was it Jet Li? A matter of fact, I think it was Jet Li. Yeah, I think it was Jet Li. Okay, okay. But anyways, was that Jet Li that played in the Aaliyah movie? I know Russia. That was you know what? Whatever. So anyways, Jet Li, he, man, this movie is like, if y'all think of like different situations and stuff that y'all may be in, even me that I had experience, point in my life and sometimes even still going through some stuff where it's like you the only one standing by yourself, you progressing, you doing the work, and the other people who's in a group who's like well more advanced than you, like you came in late. I'm gonna speak on the Karate movie, whatever one, the 1980s movie or the one that came out in 2000. Don't even matter, like 2000 something. I forgot the year. The one with Jaden Smith or the one with Daniel's son. Either one, either one, either one, either one. But how they came in late to the game, and so everybody had an advantage on them, like far as knowing karate. They didn't know, they knew some stuff, but they wasn't like professional, whatever, whatever. You know how you watch movies and you do kaya, you do little karate kicks and handstands and yada yada yada, but you ain't had no teacher. So these other kids, mind you, these are children, teenagers, little kids, middle schoolers, high schoolers. They was already doing karate, been doing karate for years, and even in, I think, China, when Jaden Smith went, I think it was China, Jaden Smith even said, well, everybody in China know karate, basically, I guess, males. I know some females who knew karate too. So I'm quite sure that ever since these little boys was born, they was taught some kind of a technique of, karate or something. So anyways, and so of course, in the long run, the bad sensei was teaching them in a negative way. He was still teaching them karate, but he wasn't showing them the proper way of using it. Like had Jet Li was saying, only use it in like a defense, and don't. And Jet Li, man, it was a scene. I know I'm going all over the place, but it was a scene in a new one when Jet Li. Hopefully, that's his name in the movie. I can't even pull up on my phone, but hopefully that was his name in the movie. Jet Li, when he was going up against the little boys who was picking on Jaden Smith and he didn't hit him. Oh, and also that happened in the 1980s movie with Daniel's son, Mr. Miyagi. When, it was nighttime, they was like wearing skeletons and it was a Halloween party. And Mr. Miyagi, he didn't hit them. The same with Jet Li. He used like the tactic of they hitting them own selves, or he was maneuvering and they making them own self tired. Like he was just giving them their energy back, but they was doing it to themselves. You know what I'm trying to say? So I was like, when them scenes come on and I see that, I'm like, because at first, when I first seen the movie, I'm like, I know he ain't gonna, like these are teenagers. Like I'm quite sure he can get in trouble, for hitting teenagers, but neither one of them laid hands on them little boys. The little boys put their own hands on themselves in a way where Jet Li and Mr. Miyagi maneuvered their energy back to them. So it was just like, oh, you trying to hit me with full force, zoom, 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 like boom, you hit your own self with full force, like that kind of stuff. So, and then all them sent off running and like, oh, and the dude ain't even touch him, ain't even, ain't do a damn thing to them, like physically, like put his hands on them. So that was interesting too in that part of the movie. I'm like, damn. So, anyways, getting back to the whole like they came in late to the party, quote unquote. So all these boys, they knew karate before Jaden knew it, before Daniel's son came in and knowing karate. Like they was already taking classes and got the belts, colors, and all that kind of stuff. So when Daniel's son came in, because he was being bullied, he was like, "Man, I need to know how to defend myself. I ain't trying to get picked on. I am the new kid. I look different. I'm from a whole nother country. I'm from a whole nother state, and people picking on me, and I'm like by myself. Not only that, why the female? I ain't gonna say the most popular female, but why the female that's like a good looker or whatever, nice, kind of sweet, she was attracted to the new kid, like the new innocent, person, the new kid. Because I'm guess to me, from my perspective, like them girls or how the director wrote it, or just whatever. Because this happens in plenty of movies where the girl, the real girl, not no skimpy looking girl who's like, how can I say, like Class Act, because I seen that a couple of days ago in the movie Class Act, when that girl Bonisha or whatever her name was sucking on that lollipop, she was dating that big guy. Like, was this even high school? I'm talking about the movie Class Act, that big black guy with the tank top, crop top, tank top on. She was dating him, but then when I think Blade was his name, I could be wrong, but Kid, how Kid and Play character got switched up. But then when the dudes start reading, Kid was supposed to be Play, I don't know, character. They was just like reading his file. They was like, "Oh yeah, he did this time, and he did this to this kid and to this school, to this principal. He got kicked out of 20 schools and yada yada yada." So then she was like, "Ooh, for real? Like, ooh, I like him." That's like a little tramp. I ain't talking about females like that who's like, "Ooh, I'm attracted to the new kid because he bad, he tough, yada yada yada." I ain't talking about that. In the movie Class Act, how that girl was. Like, no, nobody don't want your ass. But anyways, but I think they still end up no. They did they still end up dating? I don't know, I hope not. But anyways, getting back to like how the girls, and it always seems like the girls who's attracted to the new kids or whatever in the movies, they boyfriend had, or they ex boyfriend, or they gotta be close, because in the new Jaden Smith Karate Kid movie, the boy and the girl, they wasn't going together. They just grew up together. So the boy felt like, "Oh, well, she's mine. Like, I already claimed her when we get older." Like, it's like an arranged kind of a relationship, marriage thing. Like, we never been together. We don't go together. But I consider her my girl when we get older. That kind of thing. But in the Daniel's son movie, that was his ex, whatever, whatever, you know, well, that was her ex. Okay, but anyways, that was just something the people on too. I guess that's another deeper topic. But what was I getting at? So yeah, so basically they was getting picked on because they just look different and yada yada yada. And then, like I said, the girl, the main character girl, who was job popular, was was attracted to him, like something about him, that stood out, that she genuinely liked. Both of them genuinely liked. And then like the girl liked Jaden's hair. I don't know, but anyways, and I think the other girl from California in the 1980s movie Karate Kid, I think she probably like Daniel's son because he is different. He wasn't like any other person that's in California. Like everybody here that I know, I grew up with. Like we all hang around the same people. Our parents know each other. It's like ugh, nothing new. Like the movie Footloose, with Kevin Bacon and stuff like that. It was just like everybody know each other in town, and it's just like, oh, like yeah, y'all cool and yada yada. But then when somebody new come in and they just by themselves, like not minding other people's business, it's just like something about them. But anyways, so so getting back to how all the other kids had advantage advantage of knowing karate for years and years and years before them two knew it. Okay. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but okay. So anyways, when they seen them progressing, Daniel's son progressing by himself with an old man teaching him. Both movies had a quote unquote old man. I'm gonna say an older man, older than they person teaching them. You know, it was like an old man. They're like, oh man, he's getting trained by this old man. Oh man, he a daggone maintenance person. What this old man gonna do? Gonna teach him? He don't even look like he know karate, man. You know, so they already was like counting him out, counting I'm gonna say Jaden Smith. I'm just go with the newer one. Both movies, but I'm gonna just focus on the newer one. So they already was counting him out because they was just like, okay, you wanna you just touching bases with karate. You know, you our age. We've been doing this for just say they was 11 years old. They say we've been doing this for 9 years ever since we was two. Like you know, we grew up around this. And here you is, you just coming over, you our age, and you about to get trained by old man. Like, huh, you know, that's gonna be a laugh. You know, they already like they ain't gonna work. Like we all like, come on, dude. So they let him train and yada yada. That was like a condition, like leave him alone, don't bully him, yada yada. So they did let him train. And of course, y'all know the end of the movie, in the both movies, how basically the like I said, oh goodness, the sensei, the bad sensei, order another boy to hurt Jaden to break his leg or something, so he won't fight again, so he won't be able to compete in the last match. It was like the last freaking match. Okay, the last match. Oh goodness, the last match before the last match. If that makes sense. So it was like and then the thing is, man, the thing is wait, I'm sorry, I gotta show my face on this one. Not saying it like, oh, look at my face when I see this. It's more so I gotta hold the phone up because the phone was laying down. Want to make sure I I am heard clearly. But the thing is, oh goodness. Okay, it's 9:30. The thing is, the part how some of y'all is going through where you by yourself and you succeeded more than what a group of people has did, and then your coach or your mentor is like an older person or younger person, just somebody who they would least expect to know any skills. Okay, they just like, this person don't look like they know nothing. You getting trained by this person, or that's your mentor, or that's who you look up to. Nah, never even heard of them. Never even heard of that person. You know, so but he was teaching them some stuff. He was, of course, y'all seen the movie Karate Kids. He was teaching Daniel's son and Jada Smith some stuff. So then when it comes to the match, the tournament at the end of the movie, when that man told not the main character little boy to break his leg, but somebody else, because he knew he couldn't tell the main character, hey, God, break his leg. For one, that wasn't his match. He was going to be in a final match. But for two, even if that was like the final match or something, and you say he break his leg, I mean, I don't know. It was just like he knew that that would carry. How can I say? Basically, that little boy effed up his career. The one who broke Jaden Smith's leg in the other movie, who got disqualified, that they effed up they whole like tournament fighting thing, because if you do that and you get disqualified, I'm quite sure the next year match or the next 3 years match you won't be able to compete. And then when you do start competing, that's your reputation. People want to know, oh man, you done broke somebody's leg, like your teammates or the opposite team members or the opposite teams will know you like, man, he got disqualified because he purposely broke such and such leg. It wasn't no accident. Like we trained this. Like he did that on purpose. You know what I mean? And then of course the coach not getting in trouble. The coach who told him to do it, he ain't getting in trouble. He'd be like, I ain't tell a little boy that. Or the little boy can say, well, the coach told me to do it, and it's like, you gonna listen to your coach on that? Like, you know you wrong. So the coach is free to go. But that little boy got a reputation of being disqualified because he purposely broke somebody's leg. And I'm assuming it was a leg. Uh, his arm, I mean, not his arm, his ankle, his foot, his thigh, something around that. Something prevented him from fighting. But of course, Miss Miyagi and Jet Li, they did their little magic. I ain't gonna say little magic, but they did they works and then put hands on him and healed them, so he can go back out there and fight and compete. So my thing is to like it just baffles me, or it's just crazy. Well, not even crazy, but how people see you as a threat. And like to me, if you bully somebody, you already seen something in them. Like, oh, this is the new kid. Like before Jaden Smith came, or before the other guy came, Danielson came, was y'all bullying somebody else? And then when they came, it was like, oh, we don't got to bully this person anymore. Let's bully a new person. Was y'all not even bullying anybody? And then when Jaden came, or when Daniel's son came to California, it was like, oh, let's start bullying. Let's start bullying. So I'm like, y'all need to get a life. And then I want to say whoever directed the new Karate Kid movie with the main character, Bully, the one who was always up on him, the one who was like in charge of his little group minions. Whoever directed that movie and casted that boy to be the main, like character bully guy, y'all did a good job. Because when I see that boy face, I just want to like just smack him. Like little boy, like you just got the face. Like you just got a face that just wanna just need to get punched and smacked or something. I'm just like y'all, whoever casted him did a good job. Like yeah. But I'm like that just shows how like when a group of people gotta come against you, it's just like damn. And then the fact is they was upset because you came in late. Jaden Smith, Daniel's son, came late to the party, came late to being trained by learning professional karate, and all these other kids already knew it for years. They've been dabbling in it, got their belts and stuff, colorful belts for years. And then you just, touching base with it, and you succeeding on their level, and then on a higher level, you like come on a same level, and then on a high level as them, and they looking like, damn, how you get here so fast? Like you just started, and you here where we at. So again, they probably was like, damn, that they got skills and talent, and instead of being your friend and saying, you know what, I rocks with you because you got determination, you a fast learner. Instead of seeing all that positive in him, they still like trying to go up against them. It's just like, why are you still mad, or why are you even mad in the first place? Like your girl, like I'm just trying to be cool with your ex girl or with your friend. Like I ain't trying to do nothing, but now you all up on my back. I'm like, and you making her like me more. You know what I mean? So, but and then like I said, when he had to break his leg, when the coach ordered the kid to break his leg, I'm talking about the movie Karate Kid, the final tournament, or like the tournament scene close to the end of the movie. That just shows that even the coach the bad coach guy, sensei guy, whatever, seeing something in Jaden, seeing something in Daniel's son that's like, damn, he he better than my own damn students. Like shoot, he can beat my students for real. And he just started learning this a couple of months ago. Shit, he good. He worked his way from the bottom to the top, like successfully, gracefully, like righteously. He's on the same level, like by himself, no teammates. No teammates, no friends. Did it on his own, of course, with the coach. But like far as like mentally, like having people to talk to him, and he had this his girl. But far as like other boy guy friends, like nobody to talk to. Like even the guy who lived in the neighborhood, he was like a little wonky too. He was just like, I know these guys longer, and then I know they know karate. You just moved into the building. You cool, but I don't know you like that. I know them. I know they ain't shit, but they know some stuff, so I ain't trying to get beat up by them. So I'ma just rock with them, even though I don't really want to. Like that kind of thing. That was the neighbor, the little white boy. But I don't know. Like I said, them karate movies, like, and it just pissed me off with the bullying, with the bullying. It's just like, come on, man. Y'all seen something in him, and then y'all had to gang up on him. Y'all can't come one on one with him. Can't come one on one with Daniel's son. Everybody had to come on guys, come on guys. That's how my daughter say. Come on guys. It's like come on, let's all get together and bully this one person. Let's pick on him. This one person who's new, who don't really have anybody, who's minding his business. Let's pick on him. It's like, why? Why people like go get a freaking life? I mean, it's just so much more that I want to say too, and but I ain't trying. And I got 46%, and I ain't trying to keep this video too long. So I'm quite sure it's going to be a part two, because I want to talk about some of my experience of being bullied. Well, not some, but whatever. And then the movie Home Home Front, and then something about like the cuteness of my daughter, like just I don't know, like something like that. When I see myself doing something, I'm just like, I don't know. It's funny, but yeah, the movie Homefront with Jason Stockholm. But yeah, Homefront, that they had a bullying scene with the girl when boys came against a girl on at the playground. So I want to talk about that, but I do that in another video. Probably be shorter than this, but all right. But just know, like, the bulliers, y'all in for a real treat coming up. Like, it's no game. It's no game. Oh yeah, next video I'll probably mention my dad. Well, about what he's going through. But bullies, y'all done, y'all. This is season. Y'all gonna fuck around and find out, and it's y'all fault. Or somebody say, "Leave me the f alone." Leave them the f alone. All right, that's it for now. But I'll be back a little later. All right, bye.